What is going on, everybody? My name is Nick, and I want to welcome you back for another music video review. Mint from Tiny G is making her solo debut as the just absolutely most ridiculous name I've ever seen in my life, Mintty. Why it's got to be Mintty versus Mint, and Mintty with two T's, whatever it is, I do not know, I do not understand, but you know, it's, I guess, not really new music. Well, it is new music. This is brand new music, but it's not from someone we don't know, not a, soloist's debut from someone who we've never known before. But, who knows how this is going to go, because Tiny G was one thing, Mintty might be something completely different. So we're going to find out with the music video, my first impressions on the music video, followed by my final thoughts and review. So let's get into the music video right now.
You ready?
English. You have to have it in like just about any sort of K-pop song, right? I mean, it's not off to a very strong start, is it? I mean, it's not like something I can really criticize it for, because it's a foreign language. It's not something, the clap is not a word or a pronunciation that is really in the Korean language natively, so difficult. I understand, but just the way that it's being mispronounced is unfortunate. I mean, like I said, just repeating crap at the beginning of your song, probably not the best way to go. And yeah, I don't know, but maybe this is going to be a reason to remember this song. Who knows? Maybe they were like, man, this sucks, but we're just going to leave it because then people will remember it, and I don't know, reasons. I have no idea. I really don't. Alright, so that intro bit was like, it didn't, leading up to the verse, it didn't give me some very much confidence that this was going to be a particularly awesome song. Like, it wasn't going to be anything that's terribly bad, but it's going to be something that's like, that was a good effort, but it's going to be easily forgettable. But when we get into that rap verse part, then it was a little bit better. It definitely improved. I like it. I mean, I shouldn't say I like it, because I'm not really like completely sold on the song just yet. There's still plenty of work that needs to be done, but it's heading in the right direction, right? That's what I think. I'm not oh man, I like, on one hand, like, I want to like it, right? There's points in this song that I think are strong and are good, and then there's other points that I think are not particularly that great. Like, it's not really singing, but it's definitely not rapping part of this is like, it's a good attempt. You're not trying to go for anything crazy that just sounds awful, but on the other hand, it just doesn't sound particularly great. But I mean, on the other hand, it kind of fits and sounds okay within the context of the song too. So, I mean, I don't know. There's parts of this where I want to say like, this is not good, but then there's other parts where I'm like, I just really can't say it, because, the truth is that it really isn't that bad when you consider what it is, or when you take it for what it is. I don't know. This is a really, really weird sort of song for me. I don't know. See, like, that part right there is really, really, really good. I like it a lot. Definitely by far the best kind of part of this song. But like, there's other parts of it that just don't particularly feel like they are, up to the same sort of quality, in my opinion. But I mean, I don't know. It's like, this is her first song on her own as a solo. So it's, with a group or a soloist or anything like that makes their debut, I wouldn't be expecting anything super crazy unless they're from like, SM Entertainment or YG or JYP. But I mean, I think this is a pretty solid effort, and there's definitely portions of the song that can be improved, and there's stuff that is like done perfectly right, and I like it a lot. So, this is actually a really encouraging debut from her, I think. I'm, enjoying large parts of it, but I'm also not particularly so, impressed by others. It's just the way it goes.
Hey, whoa, whoa.
Yeah, I mean, so there you go. That is the end of it. Mint's debut from Tiny G as a solo K-pop rapper, and it was definitely nice. I see a lot of very strong points in this, but some also, weak points. And overall, I mean, like, it's a debut. It wasn't particularly the most impressive debut, but I think that this is a definitely probably one of the first or only debuts that I can actually remember where there were things that I'm like, this is really good, this is not particularly great, because with the K-pop groups that make their debuts, it's just like, everything is kind of the same. It's like, overall that song is good, or it's okay, and it's a good base to build your career upon. This is a good base to build her career upon, and you've got the strengths and you've got the weaknesses that are pretty obvious in this, whereas opposed to like other debuts that I've seen don't particularly have any like clearly defined strengths and weaknesses to them. So that's definitely kind of something that stands out to me on one part. I don't know, it could be better, it could be worse, it definitely could be worse. So that's always good, and I'm really, really eager, honestly, to see what she comes out with next, because hopefully this is received well enough and she wants to continue with it, that they release another song or another album or whatever in a short amount of time. Hopefully, I would assume, if you want to stay relevant, by the end of the year. I don't know, but we got some points to talk about, definitely, for sure, coming up in the review segment right now. Alright, so let us make my final points about this song. And first off, like I said, this is not particular. This is a very good, I think, base to build her solo career on. This song particularly is kind of like the typical. It definitely is the typical, K-pop version of a hip-hop song. You look at the visual style of this song, you're going to see it in like every girl group doing something that's a bit hip-hop influenced, but it's still more K-pop than hip-hop. The sound of it definitely has a bit of hip-hop influence to it, but it definitely still is more K-pop than it is, rap sort of music, which, it's not bad. This is typical. This is what you hear all the time, so it's not anything that's particularly crazy, impressive, remarkable, noteworthy, or even bad. It just is what it is. The great portions of this song, of course, this is a rap song. Apparently she is trying to brand herself as a hip-hop artist or a rapper or something like that, and this is definitely the best part of the song. The rap verses are definitely have a bit of a unique flow and sound to them. I actually kind of really like them. They stand out from basically anything else that you're probably going to hear that people do. And of course, the chorus is not particularly hip-hop or rap or pop or anything like that, but the chorus is also really good, and I think it's more of a hip-hop styled sort of chorus than anything else. It's nice, and definitely is something that if you listen to it plenty enough, that the flow and the melody and the rhythm of that is going to get stuck in your head, and you're going to remember that for a very long time to come. Definitely, those are the strong points. The weak point, I think, is the singing aspect of it, and the singing is in the first verse portion not particularly great. I don't think that's definitely the weakest part of this entire song, in my opinion. But it's not. I don't think that's not really what she was. At least watching it, this was not really what she was going for. But you get to the last half of the song when you've got the portions that lead up as like a bridge into like the second to last chorus and then the outro chorus or whatever, and like you hear some vocals, and those are actually good sung vocals. Like that actually sounds pretty good. So I don't know, maybe with that first portion it was just kind of like the way that the style that they were going for, the sound that they were going for, that just didn't particularly come off in my brain quite right. But the last half of the song definitely showed that there is some singing potential and quality and ability there that the first half of the song didn't particularly show. So I'm excited to see if that gets unleashed in an upcoming release. Overall, this is a pretty decent song. It's a pretty good debut, I think. There's the strong points and there's the weak points. There's the things that can be improved, and there's things that can be refined and made even better than they already are. So I'm really, really interested to see, what she comes out with next. I'm hoping that it's relatively soon, because I think that especially if you're unknown in K-pop, you kind of have to release like at least 2 songs a year or 2 singles a year or something like that, you know, so that people don't forget who you are. I mean, you have to have something new to promote constantly so that, you know, you're not forgotten, you know, within Korea and with the international fans as well, because I know Tiny G is pretty popular just worldwide for whatever their gimmick concept was. And you know, she has that, you know, name recognition going into this. So, you know, you got to work it and you got to promote it and you got to give the people more things to consume and enjoy. So, I don't know. There you go. That's my review. I want to know, what did you think of this song from Mint, formerly of Tiny G? Let me know down in the comment box below or on social media. I've got all of my links all of the links to those profiles in the description. So that is going to be it for this video. As always, I want to thank you for watching. I'll see you all next time. Goodbye. Huge, and a really good thing for Starship, I think is what company they're from. But, you know, it's great. But this song, right? So the song, of course, it's hip hop. It's still like Trespass, but it's definitely not quite, you know, loud and aggressive, but it's got more, you know, beat and groove to it. I don't know if that makes any sense, which is awesome. And then